Time for the 49ers Rush podcast.
So here we go. Let's jump into some talk here because here's the issue. And the funny thing is, I know you played wide receiver.
Sure.
I wanted you to break down the old line because I got Ant to do the wide receivers, which I wanted to kind of cross it up a little bit.
Hey, you definitely crossed it up. When I saw the episode, I was watching, I was laughing because an Ant said, "Hey, he wants to work with you," and he told me O-line. And I was like, I see what he did there.
Exactly. Because I know what you think about the other ones. This is selfish. This is for me.
I don't know if it's not selfish. I mean, you're making us work here for, and I appreciate it. No, the O-line is an interesting situation, right? Because with the 49ers and the O-line, number one, you have a young rookie quarterback coming in, so the importance there predicated upon being able to protect Trey, right? Give him his best look, give him the best opportunity to feel comfortable his first full year as a starter. Ideally, that's what we're all thinking is going to be happening. You would think you would want a more solidified O-line. You might have wanted to spend the money on Laken Tomlinson, right? Make sure that you have him and Trent together and go from there. And that's not what they did, like not at all. And this now goes back all the way to training camp last year, in which Ant and I both were sitting there at camp watching stuff going down and being like, hey, you know what? I think we're pretty comfortable here that Colton McKivitz is making the 53-man roster and Tom Compton's on the outs. And then 2 days before cuts are supposed to be made, Tom Compton's playing right tackle and Colton McKivitz is playing guard. And we're sitting there going, what's happening here? Are they just
remember cussing out loud several times in a row when I saw that. I was just like, man, Tom Compton's going to make this roster, isn't he?
It was one of those things where I looked at it and I was like, could Tom Compton really make this roster as the backup right tackle? Like, do we really think that? And I don't. And then it happened. So it's got me thinking, right? Like the 49ers must feel very strongly about a few of these guys that either 49ers fans or even us, like you, myself, and that just don't feel that way about. First and foremost, I think Daniel Brunskill is beloved by that coaching staff. I really, really do. I think they value the versatility that he has, his ability to play tackle if they need him to, his ability to play guard the way he has, specifically against Aaron Donald, which is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that when Aaron Donald lines up across from him, he's borderline a Hall of Famer. And if it's anyone not named Aaron Donald, you're sitting there going, what's happening? Like what happened? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
One of my favorite press conference clips was when Kyle Shanahan was asked about Aaron Banks. He's like, oh, Aaron Banks was ready to start, halfway through last year, but it's not like anybody can just beat Daniel Brunskill. And it was just like, well, I like Brunskill. And I think that now he's like a seasoned vet for this line and kind of a leader. But yeah, let's not play here. He's
inconsistent.
He's not who Kyle Shanahan thinks he is, right?
No, he's who he thinks he is against Aaron Donald. Yeah. That's it. It is the only guy he shows up consistently against on film. It is nuts. I watched the Week 18 of the Rams game back. The few times that Aaron Donald would either stunt or just line straight up on Brunskill stifled him, even if it was one-on-one or even if there was help. Donald did nothing. And then they'd put Joe Schmo, nobody in the rotation for the Rams out there, and he'd get bullied and pushed back into the quarterback. And Garoppolo's, taking his second step in his drop and tripping over himself. And it's like, what is happening? So I do think they're big on Brunskill. I don't know whether or not they believe he's going to be transitioning into center or not. I'm not sold on this idea of Jake Brendel being the answer. But then again, I wasn't sold on Tom Compton being a viable, sustainable, have any sort of success piece last year, and he got us through the end of the season. So,
well, the last roster cut last year in 2021, they kept Compton and cut Brendel, and then they moved. Was it Maurice Hurst to IR, and then brought Brendel back like immediately on the very first day of waivers. So, like again, the Compton feel you and I are simpatico on that one, and that still hurt me. But then he came in and played. McGlinchey-esque. It wasn't a very big drop-off whenever he came in. He had some bad reps, there's no doubt, but
especially in pass sets. The pass pro was not a strength. Again, that's not a McGlinchey strength either, right? It's not a McGlinchey strength either. So the O-line is one of those weird things because you have a wonderful, amazing. There's not enough words to describe what Trent Williams is, right? There's just really not. It's like this beautiful concoction of size, speed, athleticism, and just
he's a mutant.
He really is. Like there's nothing like him. And I don't think we'll ever see. I don't know if I'll ever see anything like this ever again. It's freakish what this man can do and how dominant he is doing it, even when he's not 100%. It's crazy.
Even just his press conference, like when he just sits there and it's just like, this guy's different. Even whenever he's like, I feel that way about Bosa whenever he's up there. I feel that way about Trent whenever he's up there. I don't really get that feeling of just like, I guess awe is the right word, or just like, damn, I really don't want to fight this man. Not that I'm like a aggressive guy, but I see those guys and I'm just like, I don't want to. Like,
no part of it. Like zero part
I guess
of it.
Kinlaw physically fits into that category a little bit as well.
Last year at training camp, when he was out there on the sidelines he's literally doing standing broad jumps before going out to do reps for drills, and I'm watching just how big he is, and then how high he's getting up in the air and coming down. And I'm just like, if you stay healthy, this is scary. I wouldn't want to play against that. If that man if his body will ever stay in a decent spot and he can be healthy for a full year, we got some good things there.
I agree.